Hi everyone, my name is Asha Barnes, and today I will be presenting my brand identity. So let's jump right in. For the introduction, I'll touch on the foundation of my brand identity, talking a bit about my purpose, audience, positioning and tone, and values. So my passion and purpose lie in crafting stories and experiences that unite diverse audiences. Growing up, I loved getting lost in a good story full of amazing world building and complex characters. And as I got older, my focus shifted to stories that were told through song. So I hope to merge my love for music with my talent in visual storytelling. And my target audience is in-house and independent creative teams who are just devoted to enhancing music artists' messages through visuals. Positioned as a multidisciplinary designer, I aim to help artists express themselves across all mediums. My brand is meant to embody the things that make me who I am. It's friendly, warm, and familiar, some occasional playfulness, but always extending a warm welcome. I'm naturally charismatic, or so I've been told, with a dynamic outlook on life. I often reminisce on the past, and I fully embrace the sentimentality of nostalgia, all the while being assertive and self-assured. That's my approach to just ensuring clarity and confidence in everything that I do. When I think of not what I do, but how I do it, what comes to mind is what some may call stubbornness, but I call persistence. Relentlessly pursuing and perfecting the creative vision, even amidst challenges and setbacks. With hardihood, I push boundaries, embrace risks, and foster innovation, refusing to settle for whatever everybody else is doing. And finally, intuition guides my design choices. They're rooted in instinctive understanding and creativity, which just it makes sure that each project resonates authentically and meaningfully with the audience. Now we can jump into my visual identity. This includes my logo, my color palette, and my typography choices. In brainstorming my logo, I aimed to capture the essence of my identity. So with the design drivers, I tried to put visuals to what I want to show in my work. This led to a big focus on nature and transparency. Nature symbolizes growth and evolution, while transparency represents vulnerability. There was a recurring motif of bubbles that ended up just being like the perfect embodiment of these concepts. And I initially, as you can see in the first draft, I considered some weird little futuristic twist on it, but ultimately just embraced the authenticity of the real bubble and let it use its inherent symbolism. I knew early on what colors would build my palette because they are colors that hold meaning and intention for me. Sage represents home and comfort. I feel like it's one of my lucky colors. Azure reminds me of the sky and also reminds me of a childhood nickname that I'm quite fond of. Lavender was my first favorite color and it's held on my entire life. It's always been a calming and healing color to me. And finally, I added silver as an accent tone. Just it's because it's my go-to jewelry finish, and I was actually able to pull all of these colors from my design drivers. So typography took some time, some trial and error. My goal was to find fonts that balanced personality and professionalism while still complementing each other. So I happened across Abide while looking for another font, but it resonated instantly. I feel like it adds a lot of dimension to any text. Cyrene is a font I found while creating my design drivers, and it was at the top of my list because it's clean, but it's also eye-catching. And then Aptos Narrow was a font that honestly found me. It's simple and it's balanced, but it's still something very particularly pleasing to the eye about it. I think it rounds out and gives structure to the others for a cohesive set. So with the culmination of my brand identity, I'm able to produce custom stationery. The final product is something that I'm honestly quite proud of. It's fun and it's a maybe a little whimsical, but it's clean and it's conceptual at the same time. I think it's a great representation of me and my personality, and I love it. Well, that is the end of the presentation, and I thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed learning a little about me. Take care.